My first pick, of course, is Frankenstein. It has been all season. I don't think anybody's going to dispute that that's will be nominated here. Originally, I also had Downton Abbey, the final curtain, in this category. I would still like to see it. I think that those costumes were absolutely fabulous. It's an epic end to a very beloved series that followed up with the films, but I don't think that it's pulling enough support to make it here. I do think that we're going to see Wicked for Good still land in the costume design, and rightfully so. Hamnet is a period drama, and I think, there was a lot of effort that went into this to make it look like we're coming from Shakespearean times, so we're going to see that here. Sinners, I think, is still considered a favorite for costuming, and I liked the costuming. And one film that I think should have been shortlisted for costuming design that I don't even think is in the conversation is A Secret Agent. If you've not seen that movie, they do an absolutely fantastic job, not only with color schematics and set design, but also in the costumes and making it appear like the pastel patterns, but just the accuracy of the era. That was something that really stood out to me, but it doesn't have that typical prestige that we see with the more elaborate period piece drama costuming because, it is set in the 70s, but I found the costuming in Secret Agent to be amazing. I also think that we're likely to see a Testament of Anne Lee come in here. Again, a period drama. I think those voting in this category for costume design love that. And, it is harder to do and you have to make it accurate and consistent. So it is likely that we're going to see the Testament of Anne Lee make it into the nominations here. I think the Secret Agent has like 2% chance or something on Gold Derby, but I personally, if I were watching all of these, looking at costumings, that's one of the ones that I would pick. And I do think I've seen the majority of the films here and what is listed. Film editing, it would be highly unlikely that F1 doesn't make it in here. It's one in that category. Another award circuit and the film editing for that movie was fantastic. So I do think from a technical perspective, we're going to see it here. I also think that One Battle After Another has been scoring very well in this category. So we're also likely to see that. Sinners, people really like the editing. These are the ones that are consistently making it into the conversation. Then I also think Hamnet. So I have F1, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Hamnet. And I do think that Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning could make it into the editing category. I don't think it's going to score much anywhere else, but we might see it here. And then, of course, people have Marty Supreme as a front runner, but it's almost like in the film editing category, they're just picking the top films of the year versus what is actually being voted on in the technical aspect, which doesn't always translate. So we'll just have to see. For makeup and hair, I have Frankenstein, of course. I don't think anybody can dispute Frankenstein and how amazing the makeup is in that film. We've talked about it before, so I won't go into insane detail, but we know that Elodie was up for hours getting makeup for that film ahead of time. And the amount of effort that went into Mia Goth's hair for her scene. So I think they're very secure. Wicked for Good, the hairstyling within that film is a big part of it. It's this Wicked in general in the technical categories as well as the artistic categories is just going to do really well. And I mean, it's elaborate, it's stage production, it deserves to be here. Sinners is also making a lot of headway in this category. I know that it won more recently. And then also for makeup, I have The Smashing Machine. I think the makeup for The Rock was really, really good. And then I also have The Ugly Stepsister. And I see that beating out One Battle After Another because if you actually go and look at the hair and makeup within that film, and this is an artistic category, so sometimes you're going to see something a little more obscure making it in. And so I think that The Ugly Stepsister could make a spot here. Production design, I have, again, Frankenstein. Design on that film is amazing. It's a world within itself. Guillermo del Toro has created a world that, I think when we look at Frankenstein years to come, our cult classics, we're going to think about this. Same with Wicked for Good. They had to create an entire land. This is not a small feat. And even if they were able to do some of it as they did in part one, I still think the amount of work and effort that it took in this category was far more detailed and great than many of the other films. So Frankenstein and Wicked, I think, are safe here. Also, for production design, I'd like to see The Secret Agent. The set design on this film, the color palettes, the way that they have that government office set up, everything is just so aesthetically pleasing, but yet so off putting at the same time because of the subject matter. It's just very, very creative, beautifully done. And I would like to see them get in here. I don't know that they do, but they're one of my picks. I also think Sinners and the creativity behind that, we're going to see them take a place in the production or set design. Then also Hamnet, again, absolutely beautiful. I don't know how technical Hamnet was though. Like, I mean, we had a lot of the nature setting, but in terms of building a set design beyond the stage portion, I don't remember that being an incredible standout to me because they did have to do so much outdoor shooting, but maybe. And then Marty Supreme, and they had to change sets a lot within this film. I mean, there was no shortage of set design. So just the sheer volume and the number of sets and places that you're looking at could get them a place here. But I would like to see The Secret Agent taking one of these places.